Understand Baldwin EMC has about 70,000 customers still without power.
Mark Ingram from Baldwin EMC is on the phone with us this morning. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. All of Baldwin County hit hard by Hurricane Sally. So let's talk a little bit about what y'all are facing at this time.
Good morning, Sarah, and good morning, Joe. Thank you for having me this morning. As you have been reporting, the whole county has suffered extensive damage. And with Baldwin EMC serving a large portion of the county, we suffered extensive damage across our entire system. We still have approximately 95% of our meters without power. As you were mentioning, that represents about 77,347 meters without power. We have our crews out today to begin some restoration efforts. I would like to just give you an idea of the damage assessment that we did yesterday. We've estimated that we have over 2,000 broken poles, just over 1,200 cross arms that are broken, over 4,100 miles of line down, and then also we have approximately 4,300 trees in the power lines. So as you can see, we have a long road ahead of us. We're ready to begin restoring power. We have over 1,500 other linemen coming into the county this week to assist us, and we have set up several base camps throughout the county so that we can better serve our membership and get the power back on as soon as we possibly can.
Hey, Mark, we know that y'all are working around the clock, and we know that this is a massive undertaking. And the question that's really probably going to be hard to answer, but do we have a timeline? Are there certain areas that you're working on first, or what are you telling folks?
Well, right now, just to give you an idea, we have 22 total substations. Of that, only 5 of our substations are hot at this time. So we're still restoring substations. Our power supplier still has transmission lines down and issues down. So we have to get those restored before we can start restoration. But what our crews are doing now is beginning to go out and reset poles and string power lines, still removing a lot of debris over the power lines. And one of the things that's causing us a lot of trouble, as you've reported a lot, Sarah, is we still have a lot of debris in the road. And a lot of times when our crews come up to that debris, they have to remove that debris before they can move forward. But to answer your question into how soon power will be restored, I can't give you an answer for that, but I can tell you it's going to be several weeks before we are able to really get a handle of this, because there's a lot of rebuilding that we have to do.
And Mark, during this time, which will take time, as you just mentioned, what perhaps is the most important thing that you want the public to know? How can they help in terms of when should they call and all that information? How can the public help you throughout this process?
Joe, the public can help us in numerous ways. One of the most important things to do is if you see any down power lines, or if you see any low-hanging power lines out there, report those. You can report those to us. You can report those to 911, and we can get that information. The other thing is, if you haven't reported your outage, go ahead and report that. We want to hear from you. We have our member service representatives standing by the phones. They're answering those as fast as they possibly can. But also, if you cannot get a live person, you can report your outage through our automated system. And the other thing that I would just mention, Joe, is one thing that we have encountered or have been told by our crews is, with all the traffic lights that are out, there is a dangerous intersection at those traffic signals. Everybody needs to treat those traffic signals when they're out as a four-way stop. We have had some very close encounters this morning and yesterday at these traffic signals. So we also have to look out for livestock that is loose as well, too. So we're asking the public to be patient. We understand that you want power restored as quickly as possible, and I assure you, with the 1,500 linemen that we have, in addition to our linemen that we have, we're on it, and we're going to get power restored just as soon as possible because we know it's desperately needed.
Mark Ingram with Baldwin EMC, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us this morning, and thank you for everything that y'all are doing. We know that this is a massive undertaking.